Man.
Are we live?
Yep, we be live. Let us start the game.
Let's do it, Phantom Freaks. Let's play the game.
This is genuine excitement on my face right now. I'm really happy to play more of this.
Your face I can't see because I'm on Discord.
Yes.
It's okay, I'm imagining the biggest grin in his face.
I've got kind of a big grin, yeah. Won't even lie.
The Joker face. Well, I need to be more specific now that we have two popular Jokers and
Oh, it's hilarious because Joker from Batman is more mainstream, but I've seen people trying to talk about Joker from Batman, and I immediately assume they're talking about Joker from this game.
Persona.
Because like I care about this so much more than Batman.
Which Joker from Persona?
Oh yeah, I've heard. Well,
one of the bad guys in like P1 or P2 is named Joker.
Well, because it's
there is?
Thing, yeah, it's called the Joker's game. Where
I've only played like an hour of P1 and I haven't even touched P2.
No, I found out about it when I was going through retrospectives. Like seriously, so it's not just Makoto; they have two different characters with the same name. Now it's Joker.
I didn't even make it out of the school in the first night on Persona 1.
Okay, so I contemplated this with Danny earlier, but can we talk about how we met Maruki on Friday the 13th?
I didn't notice that, but that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and he made Sumi switch places. Dun 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 dun.
All right, so the cat wants us to go to bed early, so F him.
Although he didn't, I don't think he did it on the 13th, but that would be really cool if they did that.
That would be pretty funny, won't lie.
Freaky Friday the 13th.
Because Jason just wasn't feeling it that day.
Ended up pulling an all-nighter once.
So Maruki is more of a Freddy Krueger than Jason Voorhees.
Ryuji, you're awful at exams.
Staying up studying?
Cat, shut up.
Nah, I gave up on the exam. I was playing some games and
Mood! Why is this man my spirit animal sometimes?
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
How manly.
Ryuji is all of like.
You probably just spent the whole night.
He says out loud things I think about, like, wouldn't it be more fun if I just did that? And he just does it.
Morning.
I mean, to be fair, Ryuji is definitely the bro. Like, he's pretty much what every bro thinks of.
He's easily my favorite bro of the three Persona games I've started.
Yeah, I don't
Understandable.
Even blame you. Like, Junpei was alright in the...
I barely interacted with Junpei, to be fair, but he didn't have a great first impression.
Fair.
Yeah.
Size is meaningless.
No, I kind of heard that. I mean, depending on who you ask, Junpei is always like a hit or miss.
Mm-hmm. On the bright side, if you don't like him, you're gonna like Yukari, because she spends the entire game tearing him a new asshole.
You're gonna make
Yeah, the powers of Tsundere.
Of the like 3 hours I played, Yukari's my favorite character I've met so far.
Am I imagining things?
Oh, what, is Yusuke here stalking you again?
Oh yeah, this is definitely the scene where they introduce Yusuke.
Being
He even gets anime and everything, it's great.
Oh wow, he does get anime.
I don't get why doesn't every character get anime? Because like, this is the last time we're gonna see an anime cutscene for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next one's the trip to Hawaii.
Isn't this bad?
Wow, that's not until like September. We're in May.
At least act.
Then after that, it's not again. You don't get another one until the dance with Sumi.
Come on.
Which is only in Royal, it wasn't in the original. For obvious reasons.
Oh.
In the original, I don't think you got another one until the end of the game.
We're using honest bait to trap Matthew Mercer.
You mean Crom?
I know what I said. Hey, bud.
Oh, it's just a weirdo.
There's no art in this.
And screaming in the background. How is that better?
He looks like he looks more like a main character than Joker does. I'll be honest.
See, I always thought he looked sort of like an NPC.
That's my line. You are the one stalking me.
Maybe that's because I play too many anime games and I'm expecting that kind of hair, but you know.
Outrageous.
I know you've
Probably.
I mean, I've seen
Ever since
this.
the train.
I've seen that haircut a lot.
That's because
On
There's
it.
also
That's
the matter
true.
of I didn't know he had blue hair until you told me. I thought his hair was black.
Mm.
It's really dark blue.
Yeah,
Oh, look, it's a really nice elderly man.
I'm sure he's not evil.
I'm sure. I'm sure he's not a total scumbag.
I know, right?
Okay, we had the Tamagotchi thing for Kamoshida, which was great. We need something for Madarame.
I don't think we
He's
can
too
come up-
old for Tamagotchi.
Yeah, I think that was like a one-time wonder, my man.
I don't got another one for him.
See, the problem is, I saw something earlier today where people are mad at the Persona fanbase for not coming up with new jokes. They were specifically ranting about the Chad Norikami meme, but they made a good point. Most jokes have been overused. The Tamagotchi thing, I think, was new. So hopefully we're able to come up with some new jokes in this playthrough.
Okay.
All three of us remember the Tamagotchi joke. I'm sure that'll be mainstream tomorrow, right?
Yes.
What?
I mean, at the very
We will-
least, I know that I
We will change their
contributed-
hearts.
Please, won't you
I just know I contributed to an original joke.
be the model?
Now
for
we just
my
need to ask
next
somebody
art
to commission fan art, and then it'll go out like wildfire.
Model?
Oh,
Mission Kira to draw
piece. Drawn to
Kamoshida with a Tamagotchi.
That's how it starts, man.
it seems like a waste
And
of
we'll
money,
post
though.
it like
This
Twitter
man's
and
highly
and Tumblr.
suspicious.
Think of the Twitter fame, Cam.
Recruit for
The Twitter fame.
business. Will you cooperate with me? What do you say?
On
Hold your horses. Who are you anyways?
I mean,
Oh,
I'm just
Where
looking
are my
forward to it.
manners?
Oh, it's in
I'm a
red.
second year at Kosei High's Fine Arts Division.
Why is that in
My
red?
name is Yusuke Kitagawa.
It's
Like,
important
keyword.
information.
I'm Madarame Sensei's
Every Persona game's done that, Cameron.
No,
You
no.
played all of Persona 4. They do the keyword thing a lot.
No, I know. It just felt weird that his
You mean
school
that, Madarame?
was
It's
in
highlighted.
red.
According
Because,
to
like,
Japan the other
we
day?
never
Just to
see it,
stress
we
you.
never go to it, or anything.
You know who that
Yeah,
is?
but you meet other characters from Kosei High.
As a
Right, like
super
Hifumi.
Well,
Japanese
yeah.
Like, yeah, Hifumi, yeah. She's from Kosei.
Isn't she in
She's
the same
awesome.
year as Yusuke, too?
But we heard that
I think so,
Naruto
actually.
Mentos.
Yeah, I believe so.
Right, that's
Because
why she
then-
was in Hawaii,
I'm sorry,
because she
Sensei.
was on the
I'll be
same
right there.
field trip as him, and they were supposed to go to LA.
Yeah.
Or Vegas, one of the two.
Madarame
LA.
Sensei's exhibition will begin at the department store near the station tomorrow.
Which that would
I'll
be,
there
that's
to
a
help out on
pretty,
opening day.
actually that makes sense
Please
that
come by.
an art
It'd be
school would,
great if you
a
could
mainly
give me
art
your
school would
answer
go
in
for
regard to
LA
being a model
as their
then.
destination.
I bet you have no interest.
I mean,
in
movie
this at all.
studios,
You take
music
this.
production.
Yusuke, I know you and I are gonna get along eventually, but right
Oh.
now I really want to
I
kick
hope
your
to
ass.
see you there tomorrow.
Yusuke's acts kind of like a pompous dick when you first meet him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of lacks some tact.
You're not planning on going.
Well, I mean,
are
he
ya?
was raised by Madarame,
I think I will.
so like, can we really blame him for being a
Look at the
stunted
time.
bastard?
I'll see you later.
Hmm. It's always
also
weird,
get-
like,
You also get with him like he's the oh, I forget the word for it, but when an abuse victim starts to get used to being abused and
Yeah.
can't see this abuse anymore, that's basically his character. in the
Stockholm?
beginning.
No, is this
Yes,
Stockholm?
I think Stockholm's in I think that's it.
Stockholm is when you fall in love with your abuser, so
Okay,
probably something
yeah, so that's
along
not-
those lines.
I mean, that's sort of close. I mean, he would think of him as he thinks of him as a dad.
Well, to be fair, he did
What I
raise
want to
him
know
since he
most
was
is-
like,
By the way, if you ever want to
Young
annoy
Gage.
anyone from the
It's true that
Disney
Madarame was an
fandom, just tell them
unforgivable
Beauty and the
criminal
Beast is
worthy of
Stockholm
the
Syndrome.
scorn thrown at
don't.
It's
Don't
not
you dare.
technically
Don't-
true.
Kind of is, yeah.
He was an adult
Like,
who cultivated
that's
his own family.
watering
It's,
it down
it's Stockholm
so
syndrome,
hard.
except here's the thing though.
His tracks,
It's sort of the
baby.
beast that's
How did you uncover the truth in
being
such a short
held
span of
prisoner in
time?
that analogy in a way, because despite you
Really?
keeping her in the castle, she's the one who's changing everything all the time, always,
Suppose that
and
perhaps
dragging him into
Okay,
new
you know what?
situations.
Actually, you know what? Hearing that, I think you're the first person to ever say that, so I would accept that. I accept that
People have
headcanon.
gone mad or lost consciousness, never
Also, it's
recover,
just
like a
terrible that
simple
everyone
accident.
calls her a beast. She's not that
Depending
ugly.
on how you look at it, it can be taken as a phenomenon. For
Oh.
Were you related to those
You
as
know,
well?
I usually would
Damn.
be pretty ticked off because that's one of my favorite movies, but
That's
That's
one of my
legitimately
favorite
funny.
jokes to make with that, is that, like,
no, that's
Joe-
legitimately funny. I'll give you
I
that.
see.
Beauty and the Beast is probably one of the only original
Let's get
Disney
back to
princess
Madarame.
movies I can actually stomach. I'll give it that.
Concise and stick to the facts.
That's Aladdin.
I can't stand most of them.
Does Mulan
I only
count?
really
I
like
don't think
Aladdin when the genie's on screen, though.
Fair.
Aladdin would be so frigging boring if it wasn't for the genie.
Yep.
Huh, does Morgana give us different dialogue depending on how we did there?
Maybe.
Oh,
I think so.
Well, that's because that's
even
that's your
kids
stats.
aren't that dumb. Played too many get mood. Yeah, right.
Oh, is somebody in the comments?
Of
Or are you
hearts,
just
what
reading?
tryhards? Lame, ruffle 'em out. No, I'm reading the fan site. Admin has
Okay.
me trolling. Yeah, that's Mishima for you. He's a troll. Just accept it.
It's over.
That was a lot of exam.
Mhm.
Two types of people. The duality of man.
It's over.
Pretty sure I've been both at exactly the same time,
Come
so.
on, you two need to get your act together.
On? Don't you say a goddamn word to me.
Anyways,
Well, she did better than Ryuji, though.
She still failed one class.
Next week.
She's gonna. These two idiots are gonna graduate at the same time as Futaba.
Rather than focus on
So we
stuff
do we like to
that's
explain how
What are you
the
looking
ones
at?
that failed the class happen to be the blondes
the
of the
usual
group?
sight.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah, On, you aren't helping that stereotype.
Well, actually, to be fair, Ryuji did dyed his hair blonde.
Yes.
Too.
Okay, yeah, Ryuji's has died, but On doesn't have any
I am
excuse.
not letting this end as a one-hit wonder, okay?
Why not? We'll make a comeback in like 10 years or something. It'll be great.
There's
Dun, 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 dun,
though. I know. Why don't we go eat
Remember
lunch
that one
somewhere?
episode of
We still
freaking
have some money
Phineas and
left over from the
Ferb
other
where
day.
they decided to have a comeback tour on the same day that they had their one-hit wonder? And it was the funniest thing.
I think I remember that episode actually. That was so interesting.
Consider my mind blown. Somebody just told me that the Amala content of SMT3 wasn't in the original release.
Wait, that's tomorrow.
It's such a huge part of Nocturne. I thought it was like always there.
Don't tell me. Was it love at
Wait, so like
first sight with
something that
Yusuke
was
guy?
bad in that is not gonna be in the remake, or
I don't know, it's gonna be in the remake. It wasn't in the original release, and for one of the releases, specifically the PC release, they're making
Okay.
some of it DLC because apparently in a region in Asia, one of the characters is banned.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why they're banned, but they're banned.
oh,
Was it?
okay.
So
There's
they
probably
made it
something
free
cultural.
DLC so that they could make it unavailable for purchase in certain regions.
Oh, okay, that explains it.
That aside,
On the Switch and PS4 version, it'll just be there, but on the PC version, you'll have to go out of your way
Download
to buy and
separately.
download it.
Fine art.
I see. I mean, it's probably like a
I
regional.
suggest we should all
Respect.
Yeah, it's a
something.
region lock thing.
appreciating the fine art.
I like
We'll be able
how,
to have it just fine here.
A phantom thief.
Kinda like
What's-
how in Germany,
I
like
believe that I think his name was Ridu, if I remember, Raidu, something like that.
Mhm.
But Dante gets placed over Raidu if you buy the Dante DLC, and if you didn't buy it, then you would just have Raidu.
Huh.
Interesting.
See, Morgana's actually got a point here. A Phantom Thief who can't identify an original, like, that's
Everyone's
kind of...
going.
Oh, that's a good point.
settled then.
Yeah.
No, he has a
Make
point.
sure you don't eat your words, because they make the figure out which painting's the right painting one much more complex than in the original.
Just the
Oh,
phrase
fun.
going to an art exhibit sounds
Puzzle
kind of mature.
time.
Wait, okay. I'm actually gonna remember those words for Morgana. A Phantom Thief is lame if they can't tell an original.
Well, too bad Morgana's not the one picking it. You are.
No, I'm going to remember this for when we nab the treasure right before the boss battle.
Oh.
To be
oh.
fair, it was covered up and he didn't bother to look at it until they almost left.
I'm not touching that top. I'm not touching that subject of the 10-foot pole.
Are you seriously locking me in my room? What Nakanohara said. It's possible.
I mean, Madarami does sound like a pretty uncommon last name.
Alright, and Mona's not gonna let
They're
me leave.
It sounds exactly as Japanese as weird as everybody else's last name in this one, so that's me being a dumb American, but it doesn't sound any weirder than anybody else's last name in this game.
Ooh, you can improve your knowledge.
I'm gonna finish this book. Hells yeah.
Book.
That That's a mood. As someone that studied English in college, does the author even understand what they're saying? Comes up a lot. Like, I feel that so hard. Aren't cats supposed
So
to be
I had to ask.
Mona? What's
I
up?
have to ask. Whenever when you were doing the English major, do you ever have to think of like limits of when to question whether the curtains mean something because they're blue, or it's just the curtains are just blue?
It depends on the professor, and it depends on the author.
Okay.
And it depends on the context around it. Like, if there's a lot of heavy writing around the curtains, like, they have a lot of deep meaning in a lot of their writings, then it's possible that the curtains could mean something. However, if it's...
What I ever learned in school was sometimes a bird is just a bird.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes the curtains are just freaking blue, and sometimes English professors are digging way too into it to make themselves seem smarter.
You say sometimes, I think all the time. I think even times there is meaning, they're digging deeper than the meaning actually is.
When you left us those
Yeah, there's not exactly a bedrock for meaning when it comes to English, so you can always try and dig deeper to find some deeper meaning, even after you've already exhausted what the artist was intending. But
so I guess it just basically means
somebody drew Nominee
depends.
with the Death Note, and I'm uncomfortable.
That would. Oh my dear God.
I'd like to speak more
Nominee?
about the picture I'd like to draw too.
Oh,
The
yes,
character
you're
you'll meet in the
in
next Kingdom Hearts game.
okay, so it's someone. I should have assumed it was a Kingdom Hearts character.
What if he drags
Yeah.
her behind some painting and tries something funny?
Morgana, we're in public.
I told you not to come out.
He's a cat, all they hear is meows.
Are we really gonna appreciate the fine art?
Did I hear a cat?
Just go home.
Okay, to be fair, actually, if we look around and learn about Madarame, it should be pretty easy to tell that he does too many different art styles. You know?
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, there are artists that can do 2 or even 3 sometimes. But the fact that they said that this guy can do pretty much every single type of Japanese art,
We continue to be truly surprised by
Like,
your
I
that
think
is
one of the
difficult.
big parts is actually like this
You have
quote
such
where he talks
expansive
about
styles.
being like
It's
calm
hard
and
to
stuff,
believe
but
they
then we
all
see
stem
Yusuke's
from one
painting of
person.
rage and stuff.
Where in the world does all your inspiration come from?
And I get like he's talking in Hollywood babble.
It is
Right here.
difficult.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I saw Ryuji walking over. I thought he was gonna smack him one or something.
Naturally well up from within my heart, like bubbles rising.
Yeah, see,
one
it's all
out of the
natural.
Talking in metaphors.
Yeah, it's all natural and poetic to him right here.
Naturally, you say.
But Yusuke's
What's
painting is
important
so
is to
angry
distance myself
that
from
it's
worldly
really
desires,
weird
such as
for
money,
it to come
fame.
from the same person.
My atelier
I
is
mean, hell, you can
modest
see it right
shop,
from your right,
but it
from
is
right over
more
here.
than enough
Oh yeah,
for
that
attention.
is Yusuke's, isn't it?
Yep, the most striking one compared to
I
the other
see.
landscape
So
paintings.
the act of emptying one's mind gives rise to inner beauty. Still, to think we could hear the word shack coming from the great artist
All of a sudden the
Madarame.
meta nav goes off. Location
Bing.
found.
I'd
What?
understand if you saw it.
They put a name before a location, so that's why it wouldn't go off yet.
Wasn't
Fair.
the word shack something?
Madarame-san is actually
So
here.
that's actually interesting.
I'm so
And I
glad
don't know
came on
how the
opening day.
thieves go about things after this, but I found it interesting even after we discovered the palace, we still wanted to investigate Madarame before we like made certain.
There's way too
When
many
you'd think the
people.
existence of a palace would be proof enough that they need their heart changed.
No, it's more,
This
yeah, but they
palace
want
is
to.
proof that they have a distortion, but just because you're distorted doesn't necessarily mean you're evil.
I didn't know there
Is
were
there?
so many
Oh, I
Let
guess
me look at
Futaba.
Futaba.
Yeah, okay. You know what?
Yeah,
Never mind.
Futaba's got a distortion, but her
And
distortion.
technically,
One
Sai,
concentrates on their
technically
own
speaking,
style. However,
Yeah,
because, like, she was
I
fine
wouldn't call
until-
Sai evil. I would just call her misguided.
yeah.
Sensei,
So, but it's also
the
more
girl
for
from
like,
yesterday.
you know, okay,
Are
so
you enjoying the
Madarame
exhibit?
clearly had a
I don't
distortion,
know how to
distorted
put it into
desire,
words.
but what
It's really
exactly led
amazing.
this way? Because they didn't know about the whole
Sensing something from the
counterfeiting
artwork.
portraits and anything like that.
alone
Shadow
is
of
enough.
Mementos has distortions as well,
I hope
Because
you
that's
find
what you're
a
getting.
wonderful piece
The
of-
items you get from them are basically
Excuse me.
the beginnings of a palace before it had time to grow into one.
You'd imagine artists would be difficult to approach.
Right, it's just something
He
that kind of
seems really
bothered me because
Mhm.
with the current knowledge that we have, based solely off
Right.
of Kamoshida,
That's it. The
Okay.
painting I wanted to see
you would think that someone else having a palace would automatically mean there's someone to go after.
This one?
I guess it's the painter's
I mean,
finger? I'm not
I guess I
sure,
can see what
but
you
I
mean by
sense
that,
this
but at the same time, it's
strong
just like
frustration
it's
from
more
it.
of like proof that it's there,
Cheerful
but
and
it's not enough to
gentlemanly
say
person
like
makes
exactly
such a
what's
peace.
going on
Okay.
because
no,
they still have to figure out what was going on,
Don't
like
mind me.
why this
There are
manifested
better
in the way it
pieces
did.
I'm gonna overanalyze Madarami's excuse for his paintings. He says it bubbles up naturally. Okay, so all of these different art styles, all of the different emotions behind what they
Oh,
say.
lady totally
right?
elbowed me.
Well,
Direct by an old lady.
get it, Ryuji. So I think that a way of thinking about it would just be to say, oh, in order to meditate, I focus a single emotion into a single piece in order to separate myself from them and live tranquilly. That could explain the sad paintings and the angry paintings while still allowing him to capture that, like, tranquil sage persona.
Thanks to that, I remember
Interesting.
now.
Oh, you must be proud of that joke, aren't you?
A little bit. I'm
Well,
more glad
get
that
to
I managed to come up with a better excuse than the cartoonishly
It's
evil
about a
villain.
post online.
Like, get
Yeah.
with it, man. At least have a good excuse.
Cartoonish, his cartoonish evilness blinded him, of course.
Why'd you leave without me?
Oh, we thought you were fine.
You got it all wrong. We got dragged into this huge crowd, and
Ryuji, the hell are you talking about? We totally planned on ditching her. We were gonna go to Big Bang Burger.
anyways, you gotta look at this too. This post might be about Madarame.
What's it say?
A master of the Japanese arts is plagiarizing his pupil's work. Only his public face is shown on TV.
Mood.
Plagiarizing?
Isn't that what Nakanohara
Didn't
said?
think much of it when I first saw
Yep.
it, but hearing
Well, no,
Shaq and
Nakanohara didn't give
Madarame
us
triggered me.
details.
Well, no, he mentioned something about like that his master did something
His
terrible
treatment of the
and
pupils
screwed him
was
over, but he didn't really
awful.
expect.
He
But he
teaches
doesn't say until
them,
later
bosses
on.
them around.
Yeah, Nakanohara didn't give us enough
He
details
treats
to
them
go on.
inhumanely, as
He
if
gave you the
it's
name Madarame and told you that he was an artist who was
Abuse on
plagiarizing
top of
work.
plagiarism, hmm?
It's a pretty big coincidence.
It'll be a
If it were a
huge
coincidence.
What if it was, though? Can you imagine?
Tadano-kun posted this.
I've never really noticed just how much of a downpour it is outside on days that it's
I mean,
raining.
he
Look at
is
that.
a human.
My
Jeez.
God.
Seriously, like it's like a typhoon is
Who
going
knows?
on or
It's
something.
anonymous and all.
Like,
In
yeah.
that case,
Shibuya
Things
is
I
know
noticed
it's a
when I'm
typhoon
not
and
the
not
one
a hurricane
playing.
because typhoons are in the Pacific.
Okay,
Hurricanes are in the Atlantic.
so if I were to just stay paused, eventually we just get Shido's Palace.
it's
'Cause the rain's
possible
still
the
coming.
Madarame we heard about in Mementos is referring to the same one.
Thank you. Thank you for the laugh.
Oh man,
Thing?
you're stupid.
A little bit, yeah. I'm pretty
Oh,
stupid.
where it
Got
steers
Shadow from
company.
earlier about this.
Country.
Oh, actually, we just need to talk
With a
to
very
someone
big
about
ship.
And how are we gonna go about that? Are we gonna
It's the only ship that will
it all,
never
starting
sink.
with mementos?
Till it sinks.
Besides, if
Shut
we
up,
make
no
a
one
move
needs to
out
know
in the
that.
open,
Does that make us
there's
the iceberg?
possibility that Madarame will
And
find
then these were the
Kinda
iceberg.
does
Oh.
actually.
Yeah, right.
I'm just imagining an edit of that Titanic
What do you
movie
think
with
about
Joker's
Madarame?
mask on the
Doesn't he
iceberg,
seem
and it starts
suspicious?
playing "You Never See It Coming," and it's just like the worst.
Go ahead, Cameron. Do it and put it on Twitter.
Oh my god!
Like the
that'd be
Titanic.
terrible because this was a legit tragedy that happened.
And then just iceberg with like Joker's
Oh,
mask
are you
on
saying that it's only been 100
Way
years
too
too
well to just
soon?
be a coincidence.
No, you have a point.
If this post
it. Actually, it's
is-
about 110
is this
years.
the kind
My
of
Next
stuff
year.
God.
I've been waiting for?
Well, yeah.
That's a
but
weird feeling.
Is it really?
I think I heard that they think that we've only got about 20 more years till the Titanic on the bottom of the ocean is just a mound of
Completely-
dust, and that's all that's left of it.
Sensei's atelier.
Yeah, because it is deteriorating from all that.
She lives there.
all
Yeah,
that
they think
salt water.
they think it's gonna collapse in only a few years.
Oh, probably, yeah.
If you ever have faith in humanity, just remember there are people
You want
that
me to
think
model
that the
tomorrow?
Titanic was just the
This is
movie and
too
wasn't an
sudden.
actual thing.
What?
No.
Oh,
Yes,
I didn't.
they should- no,
I
there's
didn't
no
know
way.
because there are people who think the moon landing was fake. There's people who's there's flat earthers all around the world, the globe. Anti-vaxxers.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Well then.
Oof.
Yes.
All of those people, they're just ridiculous.
Oh my
Mona,
God.
let me do things with my life. I need to go buy hard drugs.
Yay!
You can. He didn't stop you.
Ooh, gifts that you can give to.
Gifts
your
are usually
confidants.
pretty good. If you can figure out who likes what thing best, you can get a lot of free points.
Yep.
I forget, were gifts in P4? Because if they were, I don't think I've ever found them.
No.
I don't think so.
So that's another addition.
Yeah, I think that's a 5 thing.
All right. It's an
Okay.
addition I approve of.
Okay, so
Even though
where
I'm
do
really
I
bad at
buy,
knowing
like...
who the fuck-
Hey! Screw you, cat.
Listen.
I want to buy my hard drugs. It's Sunday. That means I have the veggie smoothies.
Hey, listen.
F off,
Hey,
cat.
listen.
You're not allowed to leave this Sunday.
All right, so
That so much for a free stat point.
infiltration fools. Oh, I guess we could watch Guy McVer. All right, let's see the cheesiness.
This stupid pun. Have you been to the movie theaters in Persona 5 yet, Cam?
I've been to it once.
It's glorious.
I can't wait for the cake night rises.
The cake night rises. Someone even talking of Batman voice.
I love that the Cake Night Rises is the gritty action movie. The best part is they don't show you the screen, you just hear the dialogue. I think it's funnier because of that.
Yes. Like your mind has to imagine what is going on there.
Like the movies were so disappointing when I went to them for the first time in Persona 4 because they gave you nothing.
Yeah,
like I want the Cake Night Rises.
Get the hell out of my classroom.
Oh yeah, he'll act as a teacher every now and then.
Oh, does he have a question for us?
Yeah, usually.
Yep.
F off, Maruki.
A lot of his questions pertain with a lot of the things that were holding around him. They're kind of interesting to pay attention to.
The hell do you want?
Any ideas?
What do we call the phenomenon?
Be nice to Maruki. He's a cool guy. Well, except for that one thing he did. I mean, it was a really
placebo.
bad thing, but he only did it once.
That's placebo. He tried to consume all of humanity's free will!
This is it.
I mean, who hasn't these days?
Okay, yeah.
That's a good point. That's a very good point. See, that's a checkmate if I ever heard one.
Nice going.
Did you just... Danny, sit down!
Nope.
You shouldn't be proud of that one.
Oh no, I am.
God damn it.
And I will relish in it.
If I just believe in it hard enough? No, it's if we believe in it hard enough, and no one does no matter what we tell you, so you'll always be a cat.
Well, it's a shame because I believe.
Oh boy.
You are a cat.
Destroyed.
I'm not a cat!
No, he's totally a cat. Monoraming exhibit. Now you should go to counseling. Never knew art could be so explosive. Deidara intensifies.
It's like, allow me to demonstrate.
Okay, so Andrew Deidara is a dude from Naruto that has a mouth in his hand, and his entire thing is art is an explosion!
The train is the fastest way to go.
I swear, so I feel like he does that literally.
Hey, who are you calling a pet?
You, obviously.
Dude, be quiet. We didn't pay the pet fare.
Why the hell not?
I'm the one guiding you to your destination.
I'm
You
sorry.
should be calling me
This is the scene.
Meowster.
It's time to button mash.
It's time to button mash.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't pick it, but I know
Can
which one
either
Cam's
of
going
you
with.
see any kind of
Are you kidding?
timeline?
I always pick it. It's too funny not to.
Damn it, I'm the nice one here then.
Okay,
Yeah,
can
it's
either of
just a
you
toy.
think of
It
any
mows when you
timeline
press
where
on
I
its head.
wouldn't button mash Morgana?
You
No.
This one?
press on its head.
That'd
Hell
be
no,
like
you
one
gotta
of the-
go.
The timeline where you hit the button too many times and accidentally pass it?
Mash.
I mean, I could pick either of the others and just completely throw this stream for a loop, but I'll stick with the timeline I know. I
Uh-oh.
broke him.
And you need a new bag.
It's so funny. I want to hear it again.
Okay!
Button mash again.
I just threw open my mouth.
Okay, he wants to hear it again.
You're terrible.
To Mona!
Seriously?
Yeah.
The next stop is Shibuya.
Thank you, Ray Chase.
Doors will open on the left side.
This man popped off so hard to be the subway announcer in SMT. I love it.
This is our stop. Well, see you
Like,
later.
what are the odds?
Ray Chase, because I don't know him beyond the subway announcer.
I don't know him beyond this. I just know on Twitter he popped off so hard to be the subway announcer in SMT's remake.
Damn it.
I know, I heard that.
Well, the funny part is, he's also coming to that convention later this year.
Doesn't look like
he's-
there are any. If anything, this is the
Yeah.
He's a subway announcer, and he's voice acting some cat that I never met in my playthrough of SMT3 because probably didn't get far enough.
Stop your complaining.
Yeah, if only we had scooters or something.
It's supposedly a shack, but.
No, I just got the train in this game.
Frick.
Looks like the
And we have to pay
fastest
train
route is
fare.
to get to the station square.
Yeah, but it's
then
so
go to Central.
little. Like, I have never not been able to go somewhere because I ran out of money. Ever. I have never run out of money and not been able to go
Yeah.
Don't
And
you
like
think we should hurry?
realistically, it only costs like what?
It only costs, like-
$2-3 at most.
I think the most expensive one in the entire game is 500 yen.
Yeah.
You're not
like,
gonna notice any of them.
Okay, that's not terrible.
I mean, unless you're gonna be spending money like willy nilly.
It just feels like one of those things that adds up.
Well,
So
if
it's
you
like not
travel,
very quickly.
This is
well, then you just gotta travel efficiently.
Oh wow, you won't even let me buy them.
Well, you're on a mission, man. You gotta go
Oh.
meet Yusuke.
It feels weird that this is Alice's palace or jail and we can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
I mean, considering you had the experience of this entire game when you went into the jail, are we to assume that jails are more dangerous than palaces?
That's a good question, considering we get our asses kicked in jails at first.
Reason for turning himself in is
Maybe we're rusty too, because it's been a while.
It's definitely the level of they're
Oh,
saying
yeah.
they're rusty,
Mine doesn't
and they returned all of your personas back to
Phase 1.
basic,
Yeah.
which annoys the hell out of me. I really wish that everybody had their Phase 3 personas. At least Phase 2 if it's based off of the original game, and not Royal.
doubtful.
Well, maybe it's one of those things where they didn't want to spoil like Persona Evolution.
See, yeah, but
Yeah.
things like that scare me, because I'm just terrified that we're going to get a sequel later on, and they're not going to call Sumi by her real name because of that.
Is that it?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
especially when now there's interesting conundrum of
The door plate does say
whether
Motorami.
Royal or Strikers
yeah,
is
that-
canon
that
or
is-
not.
That is I'm pretty sure Strikers is canon.
Does
And
that mean Royal
nothing
is not
Strikers
canon?
does. Nothing Strikers does invalidates Royal.
Yeah, true.
Oh yeah, but I
You
mean,
can very
fair.
easily just assume that
I do, will
Sumi wasn't there to show up during any of that.
No one sneezed.
Like that is not a hard right around at all.
She was in
Not
a training
right,
camp or
but
something.
you would think. But you would
Yeah.
think they would reference it. Some like at least acknowledge
Well, I mean,
their
doesn't she have a
existence.
thing where her phone like
Well,
barely
they don't-
ever works? So it's not like she can call and
Yeah,
check.
yeah. Her
Well,
phone
only-
is complete
only-
crap.
Well, only when she's known as Kasumi.
It's Takamaki.
It works after she realized that she's. You know,
How?
I
when she
thought
got
she still had
vaccinated.
issues with her phone.
I'll be
No. Her phone's fine after she realized she's no longer Kasumi.
How does that work? Has she been using the other phone for like the car accident this entire time, and then she remembered she had her own phone or some crap?
I think it's probably one
So,
of those.
this
like,
is something I
RPs
didn't even
missing.
notice.
No, yeah. So I think it's probably one of
Like
the
I
best
didn't know that
RPs contradiction.
Is it true Madorame's plagiarizing
Ryuji.
stuff? He's abusing people.
I mean, her phone being terrible was the entire reason they were able to get into Maruki's palace.
No, I know,
serious.
but that's what I'm saying. Is like
It
doesn't work.
Like it's
Okay.
it's a major plot point. So I never noticed that it started working.
No, yeah, it works normal when
I mean,
She
to be fair,
doesn't.
she doesn't really. They don't really bring up her phone at all from that point on.
He
Yeah.
welcomes pupils into his own home. This is no
Okay,
act of
well,
violence,
if her phone
it
had
is
still been messing
charity.
up, because I didn't know about any of
And
that,
I'm the
it being
one
important to
residing here
Maruki's
and
palace or
studying
anything.
under him. I'm
If
saying it's
the
not
phone
true.
had still been
So
messing
it's
up,
beyond
then that would have been one of the reasons why you couldn't
You might be
contact her.
lying
Plus
about it.
alternate time zones and stuff. Like, if
That
she
is
was in
fair.
Europe or some crap, she probably spends all
I
day
had no
training, and then when
family
it's
consent to
daytime in
No,
Japan,
yeah.
she's like
To what you
passed
see
out
now.
asleep or something.
Well,
So
yeah,
the base
but-
thing is the cup decides to put the app on Sumi's phone because you've been hanging out with her so much.
What's the matter?
And so while she's standing outside of where Maruki's palace is,
Give them, Yusuke.
her phone starts
Heard some bad rumors.
messing up again,
Mhm.
and she accidentally activates the app, and they show up in there.
Understood.
Mind you, she didn't know about the app. It was just sort of there.
A man like myself could be liked by everyone.
Didn't it just show up on Futaba's phone too, without being taken into the metaverse first?
In on your conversation.
Yep.
However,
It showed up in Futaba's phone while she sees it for the first time while you're going to take down the boss.
Yeah, that's interesting to me. Like, is there a reason why it popped up on her phone then?
That was discourteous.
Well, I guess it's just because the cup decided now's a good time.
God damn it, Cup.
I think you'll be able to believe.
He has a
this
he clearly has a sense of humor when he decides these
It's his
things.
maiden work, as well as his most representative piece.
The Sayuri.
It's titled Sayuri.
Okay, the man was inside his own home. Why is his phone at 80%?
Sayuri?
Wow.
This was the painting. that
And also, he's
inspired me
poor.
to
Why does he have
become an
Bluetooth
artist.
turned on?
It's so beautiful.
He doesn't have
Well,
Bluetooth anything.
to be fair,
I don't know.
well, to be fair,
fine art
Madarame
stuff.
pays for everything. It's not until after the whole thing that he
True.
decides to live on his own.
When I first
Yeah, but
Because then he
Madara-
doesn't have that
I
artist
felt
money.
the
But
same
Madarame is supposed
powerful
to be the humble
emotions when I
bundle
saw
guy.
this painting.
So, like...
Me?
Well,
Bundle
actually-
guy.
I wish to pursue beauty
I mean, it
like
could have been a
this.
cheaper smartphone.
I
Those
believe
exist.
drawing you will be part
Yeah,
of
for
that
all we know, it could be
pursuit.
like one of those Cricket or
I
Metro
implore you,
PCS phones.
Seriously consider my offer.
Or whatever,
I'm sorry
you know,
that
cell
you took the
provider
time to
Yeah.
go
it is in
this way,
Japan
but I must assist
of
Sensei
equivalent
today.
value.
I hope that we can discuss this further another time. If you'll excuse
Okay,
me.
like, to be fair, he did only invite On. He didn't realize we would come, too. So, like...
Those two seem
Yeah.
like nice guys.
Like,
don't
I
they?
get why he's mad at us.
Maybe the Madarame we heard about in Memento
Yeah.
is a different person.
Is that a
Man,
Shido poster
I
over
thought we
there?
found a new target too.
Yeah, there's
wait,
lots
wait,
of
wait.
Cheetah posters, so I wouldn't be
yeah.
surprised if there's one here.
Well, I mean, because it is the election year.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Was it picking up our conversation?
So,
It's just
Yeah, oh
Pretty
yeah,
much
in the
similar
back
to our
left,
It
yeah,
means
there's
that
a...
Madarame has a palace too, right? But why? Madarame, plagiarism, and then Shaq, huh? These seem to be the keywords.
For real though, what the hell's going on? Does an old
So,
man like
doesn't
him really have
Futaba,
a
like,
palace?
hand us the keywords
The
somehow?
person's name.
After
in a
we get
sense,
her?
yeah.
Yeah,
All this
getting
land is the
Futaba's
what
keywords is a
Madarame
whole
mistakes the Shaq for to enter his
whole kettle of
palace.
fish, because you have to ask her directly for them, and she doesn't know them herself, but she sort of says them by accident
Mhm.
during one of her episodes.
It's a bit sudden though.
Why don't we
So yeah, Futaba's got major PTSD when you first meet her.
Then
Understandable.
what about prison? Ah, what a
Alright,
pain.
have you completed Dojima's social link, Andrew?
Warehouse, and guidance
No,
counseling office.
and I'm kind of worried I won't be able to. He's one of the ones that I don't think I'll be able to finish with the time I have left.
Should we come back another time?
I'm pretty sure I'll finish Nanako.
It's related
I've only
to
got one left of
I
Adachi.
think from
and I did
there,
finish
what would it
Marie's.
be?
Nice.
What did you think of Marie?
She's fine. Like, she's not my favorite character or anything, but I like her about as much as any of the non-party member characters in this game.
Fair.